Hello students, today we are going to start a new chapter, Life under Delhi Sultanate. Now in our previous chapters we have seen how the Sultanate rule had already begun in Delhi. With the establishment of Delhi Sultanate began a new political, socio-economic and cultural phase of India. For nearly 300 years, the Afghans ruled India, and during this period, they created a deep and enduring impact on India and its people. Now, generally, the Turco-Afghans ruled Delhi, and they interacted with the traditional Indian people. Now, out of this interaction emerged new composite culture. Now, what is this composite culture? Composite culture means when two culture mixes together and forms a new culture, it is known as the composite culture. So this fusion of the Afghans with the Indian culture changed the entire social and cultural life of the Indians. And this impact could be seen on society as well. Now society during this time was divided into four groups. First group was that of the aristocrats. Now, generally, the ruling class forms a part of the aristocracy, which included the Sultan, his nobles, Hindu Rajas, princes, and landlords. They were the most powerful group as they had both wealth and power. People of this group had a very rich and comfortable life. The second group is that of the priest. Now, this group included people associated with religious works like the ulema, Maulvis, Qazis, and Brahmins. They held important posts in the administration, and in some cases, the ulemas were the chief advisors to the sultans. The sultan generally tried to keep them happy but never allowed the ulemas to control their policies. The people of this group was also very rich and prosperous. The third group is of the town dwellers. This group represented the working class people, which included officials, artisans, craftspeople, merchants, slaves, and domestic servants. They were also prosperous but less as compared to the other two groups. And finally, the fourth group or the last group of the peasants. Generally, the farmers belong to this group. Their life is full of hard work, poverty, and drudgery. The tax paid by them was the chief source of revenue for the government. Now, caste system. The caste system was very rigid among the Hindus during this time, which means they strongly believed in the caste system. Intercaste marriages were not allowed. Now, what is intercaste marriages? Now, intercaste marriage means marrying outside one's caste. That is why a Brahmin could not marry a Kshatriya, or a Kshatriya could not marry a Shudra. In contrast to the Hindus, the Muslims believed in equality. So the lower caste Hindus were attracted to the Muslim principle of equality and got themselves converted to Islam. In some cases, we find to avoid the jizya tax which the Hindus only had to pay, the Hindus, they converted to Muslims. Position of women. Sati, Parda and child marriage was practiced at that time. The Parda system was strictly observed by Muslim women. Architecture. Now the Turks had Arabic and Persian architectural styles, but the classical style of the Hindu architecture appealed to them. So both the cultures were blended and formed a different style called the Indo-Islamic style. The main features of this style of architecture is the use of bricks extensively, then arches were used, domes, beams and balconies. Floral and geometric designs were also used. The buildings of this time was made of red sandstone and verses from Quran were also engraved on the walls. Some of the notable buildings of this times include the Qutub Minar, the Alai Darwaza, Firoz Shah Kotla, etc. Painting. The Turkish rulers were not very interested in painting, so they continued to follow the Rajput style of miniature painting, which was influenced by the Persian style. Music and dance. A new music form evolved during the Sultanate period called the Hindustani music, which was the fusion of the Perso-Arabic and Indian classical style. The new musical instruments were also developed during this time, like the tabla, sitar and sarangi. And it is believed that Amir Khusrau invented the sitar by combining the South India veena with the Persian tanpura. The Qawwali style of music was popularized by the Sufi saints during the Sultanate period. Kathak, a new dance form, also developed during this time, which is a combination of Hindu themes with Persian costumes. Other cultural changes. New customs and practices came up during the Sultanate period. Pajama, kurta, kaftan and salwar kameez became very popular. Biryani, bread and wine became a part of Indian food. Soon, gradually, the Turkish rulers started marrying Indian Muslims and learned the cultural traits of the wife and became Indianized. With the Turks in India, Sanskrit was slowly replaced by Persian, though many Hindu kings continued to patronize Sanskrit. But it was understood that their days of glory were numbered. I hope you have understood the chapter. Thank you.